This is Power Lines, the show that pulls back the curtain on how power really works. Your hosts are Robbie and Terry, both 15. Every week they break down who really runs things and how regular people can push back.
Welcome back to Power Lines, the show that pulls back the curtain on how power really works. I'm Terry.
And I'm Robbie, and today we're asking the big one: who actually controls the economy?
Like, is it the president, your boss? That one guy in a suit on the news?
Spoiler, it's complicated, and that's exactly why it's interesting.
Let's start with the most powerful institution most people have never really thought about, the central bank.
In the United States, that's the Federal Reserve, nicknamed the Fed, and it's been around since 1913.
The Fed sets interest rates, which basically decides how expensive it is to borrow money.
When borrowing is cheap, people spend more. When it's expensive, they pump the brakes. The whole economy shifts.
And here's the wild part. The Fed is independent. The president can't just call them up and give orders.
Which some people love and some people hate, depending on what rates are doing to their mortgage.
So that's one power center. But what about governments themselves?
Governments control fiscal policy, meaning taxes and spending. That's a massive lever.
The U.S. federal budget is over $6 trillion a year. That money has to go somewhere.
Roads, military, schools, healthcare, whoever decides where it lands is shaping whose life gets easier.
And that is the elected government, so voters technically have a say there.
Technically being the operative word, because then you've got corporations.
The biggest companies on earth have revenues larger than many countries' entire economies.
Apple's annual revenue is bigger than the GDP of over 150 countries. Let that sink in.
When a company that size decides to move jobs overseas or raise prices, millions of people feel it.
And they spend billions lobbying governments to write rules that work in their favor.
So it's like the government sets the rules, but the big players help write the rules.
Exactly. Economists call it regulatory capture when industries get so cozy with regulators they basically run the show.
But wait, we're missing someone. What about regular people?
Consumers. Collectively, consumer spending makes up about 70% of the U.S. economy.
70%. So every time people decide to buy or not buy something, that's economic power.
That's why recessions are so self-fulfilling. People get scared, stop spending, and make the fear real.
It's basically a giant group psychology experiment that never ends.
And then you've got financial markets, investors, banks, hedge funds betting on what the economy will do next.
Their bets can actually move the economy, like expectations become reality.
If traders think a company is doomed, the stock tanks, and suddenly that company actually is in trouble.
It's circular in a way that would make your brain hurt if you think about it too long.
I speak from experience.
So let's tally up central banks, governments, corporations, consumers, and financial markets. They all share control?
Right? It's less like one person holding a steering wheel and more like 5 people all grabbing it at once.
Which sounds terrifying, but somehow the car keeps moving.
Usually forward, sometimes into a ditch. See 2008.
The 2008 financial crisis was triggered partly by banks making risky bets that regulators didn't catch in time.
Millions of people lost homes and jobs because of decisions made in boardrooms they'd never heard of.
That's the real answer to who controls the economy. Power is spread out, but it's not spread evenly.
Some voices carry a lot more weight, and usually those voices have a lot more money.
Which is why understanding this stuff matters. An informed public is its own kind of economic force.
Seriously, the more people understand these systems, the harder it is for any one group to quietly run everything.
That's honestly why we make this show.
Well, that and we both have a lot of opinions and nowhere else to put them.
Next week, we're looking at something just as mind-bending, so stay curious and stay skeptical.
And remember, the economy isn't some natural force like weather. People built it and people can change it. See you next week on Power Lines.